I already did.
What's up, everybody? I'm live. No, it's a whole connection whatsoever.
What?
We got to call IO. It's not our cell phone. It's everything.
Why, you can't get on?
It goes on for a minute and then it goes off. I'm looking at my phone. Yeah, twice. So I gotta do this from my phone now, guys. Because
can't get on here?
It goes on for a little bit and then it goes off.
Okay. Did you try resetting it?
Twice. Jiminy, Rick. Talking to a brick wall sometimes. Alright, so I want to recap the day 2 of the George Floyd trial. I think the off-duty paramedic did a very good job today. I think they had better witnesses today. On the stand. Got a little chippy at the end, but like she witnessed the murder and the defense attorney was kind of a schmuck. So Williams, I forgot his first name. He also testified this morning too. He testified yesterday as well. They played Derek's Joe in Australia, hello. Jennifer, my girl, hello. Thank you, Jennifer. Chauvin's attorney and Derek Williams, they kind of went back and forth today in court. I don't know what the defense attorney is trying to prove, but he's just making himself look like a schmuck. It sounds like the defense's argument is going to be, oh, the crowd was distracting. Listen, if a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people distract you while you're a police officer, then you shouldn't be a police officer. Go give out private lap dances or something, then if you can't be a police officer who gets distracted on the job. There was actually a puddle under George Floyd's body, and I didn't know that fact. And if that is true, that means he lost control of his bowels. So that would mean died. If your body lose control over your bowels, but no longer alive. They had a bunch of minors testify too, but they could only show audio because they were minors. They can't show their face on video. Teen who recorded viral video testified. So the girl who actually took the original video of this, she testified today. I thought she gave powerful testimony today. Look at Derek. Look how we just fucking like. I don't know, man. He looks like someone that would go out of his way to kill somebody. Apparently, he had 14 write-ups and complaints against him. Brendan, what's going on, Brendan? Defense suggests officers were forced to divert their attention from the care of Floyd to perceived threat from the crowd. Bullshit. Eating a taco? Yeah, I wish I was eating a taco. They said towards the end she was arguing with the defense attorney, but I don't think the paramedic who testified today, I don't think she was actually arguing. I think she was in the middle of giving her answer to a question from the defense attorney and cut her off. So, thanks, Kev. Judge Dredd? Travis is like Judge Dredd. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. That's a good movie. The original. Off-duty paramedic said she was desperate to help Floyd, but officers didn't let me on the scene. Hello, Saint. Hello, Saint. Is it the sideburns? Is it the beard? That makes me look like Judge Dredd. And then I was like, yeah, I got it like that, Brendan. I got a $2,000 bed, Brendan. Witness who recorded video of Floyd's death, we all knew it wasn't right. I agree. How I judge the accused? Brendan, you're a man of God, so you should know this. You don't kill people. I got this June of last year. The jerseys are hanging up over there. I'm wearing a tank top today because I'm Judge Dredd. I didn't know it was an underage girl who recorded that video of George Floyd. Defense attorney suggests officers were first forced to divert their attention. Bullshit. Brendan, as a criminal justice major, I should know better to say, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. That's how the law is supposed to be. But it's very hard to watch the George Floyd video and think anything other than a murder took place. Are we not in a good mood tonight? No, I'm in a good mood. I'm fine. I'm just I feel bad for George Floyd. I may not agree with any decision he made prior to that day, but I watched the video in its entirety the last couple of times, and this cop has to go to jail. If he doesn't go to jail, if this guy doesn't go to jail, I can't imagine the riots that happen. And if riots do happen, I don't want anybody to riot, but if it happens, I understand why it happened. Brandon, do you think the cop is not guilty of killing him? You know what other people forget about this too? Wait, you think the cop isn't guilty? You think the cop is innocent? Guilty in the fact that he purposely killed somebody. And on the table is second degree, third degree murder, and manslaughter. I think he's guilty of it all. Oh, okay. I got you, Brendan. People also forget that George Floyd had recovered from COVID a few weeks from that. So he was already like, he already had problems with his lungs, and he's communicating with the cop. Yo, dude, I can't fucking breathe. I think he said it 24 times. So, I think he gets the maximum, or at least I hope the cop gets the maximum, which probably would be second degree murder, somewhere between 10 and 20 years. I'm saying though, if the cop gets not guilty on everything, this country's gonna get fucking burned to the ground, dude. Like I said, like I don't agree with half the shit George Floyd did. To describe him as a gentle person when he kicked in the door of somebody's house pretending to be the water authority and held a gun to a pregnant woman's chest, that's not a gentle person. At the same time, though, the crime that he committed that day that the police were called on him for was a counterfeit $20 bill. And the crime for giving a counterfeit $20 bill is not death by any means. James, you're new here. What do you think, James? So open forum. What do you think's going to happen, James? You got a channel, James? James Gibby. Oh, you do have a channel. I am subscribed to you too. Oh, this is James. This is my friend James. Okay. I didn't know your last name was Gibby. Let me mod you, James. I got you, James. I got you, my friend. I got you. James, you could drop your channel if you want. I know there's only like 2 or 3 people in right now, but yeah, I know. James is the man. James is really good. James is very helpful. If you need help with your YouTube or subscribers, go to James. He can help you out a ton. James says dirty cops. I agree with you, James. I agree with you, James. King James and Captain Brendan. I like it. Goat Nova and Super Travis.
I was on with cable. They did a diagnostic thing and they found something. Is it any better?
Yeah.
Because mine is. My cancer.
Okay. Where did James go? I wanted to get his opinion. I wanted to get James' opinion on this. Sexy Smiley. Smiley's got a beautiful daughter as well, man. I know I told you that already. It's true. All right, let me see if I could get onto my laptop so I can. Brendan, you think second degree as well? The question of the day, Travis, did you do your work for your mom? Yes, I did, Brendan. Yes, I did.
I did anything and everything I thought would get like that. And it never worked.
Um,
Hearing problems. You have your vitamins. You can be innovative, sourcing organic ingredients,
dang it.
to maintain like kombucha or yogurt and reformulate everything so your body can really truly absorb the natural goodness. That's what
Brandon smiley face. Second degree? Yeah. If that's the top charge, sorry, Brandon. If that's the top charge, then I think, that's what he gets. I hope. I'd hate to. There's no way, man. There's no way this cop gets nothing out of this. I feel like the people that are saying, "Oh, he's a drug addict," it was the fentanyl, it was this and that. I feel like they're just being racist. Like I said, I don't condone anything George Floyd did prior to this. I'm just saying, like, he didn't deserve to fucking die. Oh, God, don't blow my spot up, Brendan. Jeez Louise. Excuse me. How many COVID cases were there today? Let's see. $61,408. I get my second vaccine in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Brendan. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I get my second shot, Brendan.
Sleep soundly tonight. With peace of mind from the brand your family's trust, quality, and timeless protection. ADT.
I know, you'd be posting pictures of your penis all day. If they allow that.
I'm like sure it's popped up on an estimate, and it's like, wait, what?
Like a third of my household.
Annalyn Benito.
Here's how ladder works. Answer a few quick
Hello,
questions.
hello.
Your personalized quote. If you're eligible, we'll cover you with a cash button. It's that easy. See for yourself when Hustlers Love Ladder. $1 million policies available for just $27 a month. Check your price now.
Brendan, I needed you last night. I had some dude trolling me for like an hour. No, I don't send those kind of pictures, bro. I still want to get it on that show. What happens if the jury doesn't convict? If the jury doesn't convict.
Given how that ended, after jurors acquitted in that case 3 officers could not reach a verdict on the 4th, despite what millions saw, the potential parallels this time are easy to imagine. Here to talk about it, CNN political commentator, former South Carolina Democratic state lawmaker, Bakari Selman. Bakari, good to have you on. Thank you so much. So I don't want to take the outcome of this trial. None of us can. But there is historically and recently a troubling pattern of police officers in this country being acquitted or even not charged at all after killing African Americans in at least questionable, sometimes alarming circumstances. There's a long way to go in this trial, but look ahead. Imagine what it would mean for this country if there was no legal consequence to this.
I think the word that we're looking for is justice. And many people watching this trial, not just in the United States, but around the world, want full justice for George Floyd and his family. I mean, we saw what we saw with our own eyes on that video. We saw a black man not get the benefit of his humanity. And so you have to ask questions that are just logical. Would a white man in this country be treated the same? Would that knee have been on the back of his neck for more than 9 minutes? You know, dogs don't even get treated like that. I don't even know anyone. I don't come in contact with anyone in my circle or beyond that would put their knee on the back of a dog's neck for over 9 minutes. But Derek Chauvin felt as if it was appropriate to treat a black man named George Floyd that way. And just to back away and to bring some context to this trial, think about the imagery that those.
I was on Tinder a couple years ago.
When you think about
I didn't realize how tall George Floyd was. He's like 6 foot something, right?
Testified today, talked about the fact that they wanted to make him a caricature of an angry black man, but he was still so firm and articulate. It's just an unfortunate and common occurrence within our community of not getting full justice. I mean, we dare not imagine what that feels like at the end of each count.
You mentioned 2 of the youngest witnesses, and I have to say, for me, that was really one of the most moving parts of the trial today. And just the fact that, right, they were old enough to witness someone's death, but not old enough to have their faces shown in court. And I want to play.
Well, now they're going to show the little girls testifying. Well, it's just audio because they're minors. That kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit.
I saw that officer put.
Witness. I look at my dad. I look at my brothers. I look at my cousins, my uncles. I look at that could be. I look at how that could have been one of them. That's sad.
I mean, it was a child's testimony, but it was so pure and it was so clear, and it spoke to the emotions of us all. I don't know if it's going to move a juror. I don't know if it's going to go to intent. I don't know if it's going to, you know, be able to discern or be the weighted difference between a first or second or third degree. But, I mean, she was speaking to the core of who we are as Americans. She was speaking beyond those things of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but those not so tangible ideals of love and empathy and justice, things we have to begin to treat our fellow man with. And this is a very difficult case, though, Jim. I mean, it really, really is, because it's very difficult to convict individuals wearing badges of murder, even when you see it. And you know, I think many of us are, I don't even want to say optimistic, but we're very cautious day by day as we go through.
I know you are, Brendan.
Emotions are going in so many different directions. And, you know, I think there's a message to
Brendan, how's the fish tanks?
For young people of color in our communities, we have to wrap our arms around
How's your fish tanks?
The imagery that they see every single day, because they grow up in the era of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and we have to lift them up and wrap our arms around them to protect them, but also to let them know that we care and we love them. And number 2, we have to realize that democracy is participatory, and we have to do our civic duty of participating in juries so that we can be in rooms like this and be the ultimate arbitrators of justice.
Yeah, it's. I was thinking that as I heard that sweet little voice describe when she saw it, it clearly still affected her all these many months later. I was sad and kind of mad, she said. Now, it's notable that the defense is not just trying to undermine witnesses, but they do.
Oh, it's okay, Brennan. What are your watch time? Wow, you almost have 100 watch hours, bro. That's awesome.
As distracted. I wonder what you make of that line of work.
Well, I'm a criminal defense lawyer as well. You know, I mean, not only am I a husband and a father and a CNN commentator, but I also practice law every single day and do a lot of criminal defense. And so in watching what he's attempting to do, I can tell you that he didn't come to court with a bag full of resources. There ain't a whole lot there. He's throwing a lot of things at the wall, trying to see what will stick. He's attempting to make arguments that many of us, you know, he's not making this case for Twitter, as I say, but he's making arguments that many of us may find.
It sure does, Brendan. It sure does.
1 or 2 or 3 jurors who may give him a nod or may give eye contact throughout, or trying to speak to what the conscience, to their conscience may be. It's a very uphill battle from both sides in this case. But again, the defense has one advantage on their side, which is in this country, we very rarely put the word murderer and cop together. And we'll see if that actually happens, because that's the only way we can get justice in this case.
And the videos are a witness too. Book card sellers.
Oh, you can?
Such an important conversation.
Maybe when I get merch, Brendan. Maybe when I get merch and I start making it big, you could be head of my merchandise.
Sexual relationship with a 17 what he is saying tonight about those allegations for 360 continues.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Spray Flonase Daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. All good.
Imagine being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. Sanders, more quality inclusions than any other resource in the planet. Save 65%. Call 1-800-SANDERS.
At Fingerhut, we don't define you by your credit score, so we offer low monthly payments on things you need and brands you trust as you build your credit history with a Fingerhut credit account. You do you at Fingerhut.com.
Fingerhut credit accounts are issued by the Bank of
Was that your great grandmother keeping the family together?
Is that your grandmother? Big with chick. Did they brave Mother Nature and walk away stronger?
Did they face the unknown with resolve and triumph? There's strength in everything we say.
More about yours than ancestors.
Price awards of top hotels, saving up to 60%. These are all great. And when you get a big deal, you feel like a big deal. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal. Grab the T1 passport. Stop, you're going to talk.
Wow, you look great tonight.
Whoa, is this TiVo now?
Get all your favorite shows in one place. TiVo Stream 4K, soon to be solved.
Realtor.com makes you for house.
TravisBergJr.on or something cheaper. That's not a bad idea, Brendan.
When fire and water threaten your business, hand the cleanup over to the team that stays with you every step of the way to keep you back. 1-800-SERVPRO at SERVPRO.com. Like it never even happened.
Sis boom ba. Sis boom ba. Describe the sound made when a sheep explodes. The story of Late Night, coming this spring.
Democratic Socialists only want to raise your taxes, hurting the middle class and working families. Incredibly, the state Senate is following their lead, letting Democratic Socialists call the shots, bankrupting our
No, it's a pretty good idea, Brendan. $10 per year. That's not bad at all. I got to figure out how I can get my hands on merch.
Well, that is with it. The Ram Truck Taker.
You always get real deals. Get 0% APR financing for 6 years, or savings up to $10,000 off MSRP on every new Ram in stock. And a 5-star savings plan is free and full of value.
If it's not a good haven deal, it's not a real deal.
More now on our breaking news involving Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz, a close ally of the former president, as well as a favorite among conservative activists. The New York Times is reporting that Gaetz is being investigated by the Justice Department over whether he had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl and paid for her to travel with him. Gaetz told the news site Axios tonight that the allegations against him are false. According to Axios,
Bonfire. Let me check that out. Bonfire.
But a subject of an investigation regarding sexual conduct with women. Gaetz has also fired off a series of tweets tonight claiming that he was the subject of an elaborate extortion scheme. Joining me now on the phone is New York Times reporter Katie Benner, who shares the byline on this story. Katie, so good to have you on tonight. Tell us what more do you know about the exact focus of the DOJ investigation?
Thanks so much for having me on. What we know is that the Justice Department began investigating Congressman Gaetz last summer. It stemmed from another investigation into one of the congressmen.
Hold on 1 second, Brendan.
Who was investigated and charged for a variety of crimes, including trafficking by, trafficking as an underage woman. So it seems that what he just was looking at was whether or not Mr. Gates, and having this relationship with a 17-year-old girl, violated federal statutes, including interstate, taking her over state lines and giving her something of value, quote unquote, which could be money or it could be something like a travel expense.
Understood. Okay, in the simplest terms, have you confirmed whether or not Congressman Gates had a relationship with this young woman?
We just haven't got it investigating and looking into.
Understood. And we should note, as you said, this began last summer when the Justice Department was led by Bill Barr. All right, this evening, Congressman Gates tweeted several times after your report was posted, basically a statement. And I do want to read them here, quoting, "Over the past several weeks, my family and I have been victims of an organized criminal extortion involving a former DOJ official seeking $25 million while threatening to smear my name. We have been cooperating with federal authorities in this matter, and my father has even been wearing a wire at the FBI's direction to catch these criminals. The plan to leak to the FBI tonight was intended to thwart that investigation. No part of the allegation can prove that people pushing these lies are targets of the ongoing extortion investigation. I demand the DOJ immediately release the tapes made at their direction, which implicate their former colleague in crimes against me based on false allegations." I wonder, how does that square with your reporting and what he told you as you were reporting on the story?
That dovetails with our reporting. Keep in mind that when this investigation was opened, it was opened under the Justice Department under William P. Barr, who had last February told all of prosecutors that if anyone's investigated was a member of Congress, somebody running for office, anybody high profile, that investigation had to be signed off on by their supervisors, the U.S. Attorney, the head of the criminal division, and then basically briefed to Bill Barr himself. So I think it's really unlikely that Bill Barr was investigated one of President Trump's biggest allies as part of an extortion plot. So, separate from that, the idea of the extortion, we do have some reporting that last week somebody had heard about this investigation and did use the information to try to get money out of Congressman Gates' father. I don't think that what Congressman Gates is saying about the extortion actually undermines the idea that he himself is under investigation.
Understood. One follow the other. Okay. It's important. Hold on for a moment. I want to bring it
Everybody got vaccinated except for the kids and Joe.
Dana back. So Dana, remarkable story.
I don't know. I had to talk to my mom about something. Sorry, Brendan. Sorry, dude.
But as maybe making a point,
let me check this website out that you're telling me. Brendan, you know all the good stuff.
He's coming out blazing, but
What?
doing so because of the fact that
Yeah. I'm gonna ask them right now, actually. I gotta ask them if it's off the books.
I'm sure it's off the books. I can't imagine they put me on the books. I never heard of it. Well, you better find out first.
Okay.
Will you screw yourself?
That's quite telling. And look, this
Frybo's going live in a half hour. I'll probably catch his live. So Frybo's a cool dude.
Investigation of this associate of his, but as Katie was saying, it doesn't mean that, and the fact that he knew about it suggests perhaps he's not the target of the investigation, but the fact that he sort of concedes that he is the subject of it means that he could be in trouble. But again, I just want to emphasize the politics of the fact that Gates is not just being investigated by a Justice Department of another administration of another party. It started during the administration of the person who he is closely linked with, the most closely linked with. And the reason why we even know his name, because he's kind of a backbencher Republican, and it's because he has been so far out there in defending the former president.
Frybo's cool though, man.
It's a good point. And as you know better than me, these terms, target subject of investigation, they're often imprecise. They can be, and can often change. As you know, tonight's drama comes on.
I don't know about that, Brandon.
Today Congress for
So we all want to give ourselves more than a 60-minute window of time. You know what I mean?
channel owned by Trump ally. I don't want to connect things that aren't related.
What's this now?
Matt Gertz is said to have sex with a 17-year-old girl.
This guy here?
That's one of Trump's biggest supporters.
Told the New York Times that he has no intention of leaving Congress. So that's an update to Katie's
How old is
story
he?
that is breaking tonight.
How old is
The
he?
whole investigation.
I think he's in his late 30s.
Say that this was something that the congressman was considering.
How come you raised your bed over here, but you didn't over there?
I don't know, because I didn't.
This mattress is a mess.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. You need to buy a cover.
Minister Brendan says hi.
Who?
Minister Brendan says hi.
How does he know I'm here?
Here's your voice.
Oh.
Frankly, mock the notion of wearing a mask to protect yourself from COVID. And most recently,
Christina's-
What?
Christina sent me. Having a guy best friend is like having a dumbass son. Fuck you.
Don't say that to her. That's not nice. Come on.
She called me a dumbass son.
Stop cursing.
Do you remember when he did that in January outside of Liz Cheney's chambers?
No, I don't remember that. Hi.
It's only him here.
Definitely this right. And the passion.
I
Hello.
don't know
How's
where
mom today? How's your mom doing today?
One more question. When did the DOJ begin this investigation?
I heard Charles Travis not to put the mushrooms on the meatball. Here we go again.
What?
Smart mom. We don't, Italians don't do that, Brendan. I don't know what.
Mama
Italian-
Bird, tell Travis not to put. He's teasing with you. Mushrooms on the meatball.
Who the fuck-
Where did he get? That's not really
You're
good,
spitting
Brandon.
all over me,
Sorry.
man.
Sorry. Who puts
I fucking-
mushrooms on meatballs though?
Hi to your mom.
Really?
Oh, Anna Lynn's the other person that's here. She says hi to your mom, Sir
Hi.
Travis. Mom doing good. I have a computer in her room now, so she is happy. LOL.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's right. He put a computer in the room for me.
Oh, that's nice. You take good care of your mom.
So do I. I painted the deck for you.
Yeah, and then you stepped in it. So Brandon, he painted the deck today for his mom, and then he proceeded to put his foot in it and stepped in
I wanted to
the
see
wet
if it was dry.
paint to see if it was dry. Rather than tapping it with his finger, he put his foot in it.
It's probably almost dry now. It's gonna have to dry overnight, though.
He's laughing. Ha ha. Ha ha. Yeah, I thought it was funny too. Until he dragged it all in the house.
You're not gonna ask Brendan what he cooked his mom for dinner tonight?
Oh yeah, what'd you have for dinner tonight, Brandon? What was on your gourmet list? Because I didn't cook today. I was lazy. Where does he live again?
Tennessee.
This is fun. Not to put the mushrooms on the meatball.
I don't know why he says that.
I don't know.
Well, my cousin cut off the tree limb he was hanging from. When my cousin cut off the tree limb he was hanging from and destroyed my cousin's siding, we had tacos. He's talking about housework, and then he said tacos.
Oh,
Oh, I thought it was just you that had tacos. But
tacos. That's easy, quick and easy. Is that
He,
you? Is that you?
yeah, it's a picture of me. He was saying, "Oh, what about mushrooms on pizza?" I was like, "Not so much here, man. Like we have Nova Guy. What's up, Nova Guy? We have something called a grandma slice. He didn't know what it was.
What's this?
The goat. That's Nova Guy's nickname. The goat, greatest of all time.
Oh, okay.
Almost 62,000 cases of COVID today.
What?
61,836.
Come on.
869 deaths. Long Island, 6%.
What? You find this funny?
Yeah, I do.
They say it's a lot of young people.
It's a lot of young people now. That's correct.
It's people.
Well, it's not
in
6%. It's 5.3, but that's the highest in the state.
What they say, it's like in the 20-year-olds.
Yeah, they're like over half the cases now, and a lot of them are getting really sick.
Are they really?
Yeah, but they're able to ride it out at home, so they're not. The death rate's going down, and the hospitalizations are going
There's
down.
not any kids. There's not any young adults dying. They're dying?
No.
Oh.
From SEO and email marketing to online advertising.
Hello, Travis and Mom, says Nova Guy.
Hello.
By optimizing your digital investment.
Is digital marketing driving your sales?
American
Not a lot of people on tonight, huh?
your digital mindset.
What do you have? 4 people on?
She said I should try things different. Our family never settles. We go all in.
Always keep safe both. Yes, we are, Anna Lynn.
Style.
Yeah, well, Mama gets her second shot Friday.
The word of the day. Easter is Sunday?
Yes.
Easter's not Sunday.
Yes, it is. Sunday is Easter Sunday.
Oh man, we're not fully vaccinated.
Hide a Easter egg under Travis's pillow. Yeah. I'm making Easter baskets.
There's fear tonight and some evidence.
Here it is, look.
of a possible fourth surge.
23% spike in 1 week. Fears of fourth surge as COVID cases spiked 23% in 1 week. I told you.
Increase in more than 2 months. 24 states are seeing the
That's probably all that shit in Miami.
Yeah.
an increase of more than 30%.
It's all the idiots that went to Miami and partied out and then came home and brought it home to their houses.
Masks and other safety measures need to be maintained to keep cases and hospitals.
Nobody's gonna wear a mask. Oh, here comes this guy, gloom and doom.
Joined now by Dr.
What's his deal?
He's a doctor.
Oh, what do you mean gloom and doom? He never
He just never has anything good
He
to
never
say.
has anything positive to say?
My dad back in the day would hide Easter eggs all over the house.
Oh, yeah, we used to do that too. The
I
backyard.
remember.
I wonder, as you look at the data, do you share
We used to have the
And
golden
you would
egg.
give Kyle a head start, and then you had to give us each a golden egg because Kyle would cry.
And Jim, the reason is because we're seeing a pretty sharp increase. We were
Golden egg, $10 on an egg.
5,000 new confirmed cases a day, and now we're heading back up to 70,000 new cases a day. It's not happening.
That's right. There were 70,000 cases yesterday.
Which is the pattern it's always been. It's accelerating now in the Northeast. It's
Oh,
accelerating
I think he passed a while though.
in the upper Midwest.
Brendan's 44 years old.
And there's some link with
So
high
what does that
level
mean?
of the B117.
Brendan, it's just you and your mom, right?
Transmissible, and we know it's higher morbidity,
He knows
mortality.
what
And Jim, the other piece to this.
Brendan, you know my dad passed away, right? Did I tell you that? She's still here. She's watching the news.
Have been vaccinated. We're starting to see a lot of.
I'm still here.
To the hospital.
Oh,
I think that's because
What?
of the B117
What
variant.
happened?
more young people are going into the
They're
hospital.
going into the hospital.
They're not doing reckless things until we can fully vaccinate the American people.
You know, Seven, once again, the politics are driving a lot of the reactions to this rather than data. I mean, how much should governors take into account national numbers? When
The governors that got rid of the mask mandate are not going to just bring it back.
The 50 states do not exist in exactly the same conditions. Can you make an argument that there's no one size fits all when it comes to these kinds of restrictions, mandates, etc.?
Here's what the governors did, Jim. They looked at the steep declines, and then on their own, without really consulting the Centers for Disease Control, concluded we're out of this. They saw the numbers declining. They saw the
We're watching CNN, Brendan.
said, "Oh, we're done." And without really consulting with public health officials regarding the B117 variant and knowing how quickly it can accelerate, and that's what worries me a lot. And
Is this the other variants he's talking about?
Oh, there you are, Mom.
Like Texas and
The
Florida,
guy
Georgia,
was
because
doing
we
the
have a
train
lot of
simulator, and he's
people
not that good.
you know, starting to see the
Maybe I should drive the train.
upward.
Okay.
Mine did last year, but he disowned me.
What?
But before he died, we made things right. My last words was, I love you, I care, and I forgive you. And then 2 days later, he passed away on April 15th. His new wife hated me, and I left for 20 years and didn't see him. No, it's kind of similar with me and my dad. We didn't talk before he died either.
Yes, you did.
We didn't talk for a while.
You didn't have that kind of relationship like this.
We didn't disown each other, but we weren't on speaking terms.
Children under the age of 12.
Testing COVID vaccines.
On kids. Yeah, but how many parents are going to get their kids vaccinated?
If you guys were little, I don't think I was. They getting vaccinated?
But I've gotten all my vaccines.
Ready?
Oh, God. He becoming the very first child to get the shot in the Moderna children's COVID vaccine trial.
Wow.
At the Phoenix
Really?
What parent would allow that?
And one of the first in the US.
And she looks like she's got glasses and
That's interesting, Brendan.
all these kids got vaccinated? Not that baby.
No, I think just the older brother and the older sister. Oh, he's too young.
For infants 6 months old through and including children 11 years old. At this initial stage of the
Why did they get paid for this or something? Why?
I'm sure they do. Wow, they're showing these young kids getting vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine, Brendan.
Yeah, but
And you check. And then a required COVID test.
what kind of glasses do these kids have on? Baby? What's that?
I see, Brendan, I see. They have to get a COVID test before you get a shot.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a vaccine if you have COVID in your body.
Was it a hard decision to allow your children to be in this trial?
No, it was not 100% at all. We believe in the science of vaccines, and we were
So do I.
have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Among this first group of participants, also known as the first arm, a lesser dose is given than the dose adults receive. Jason Wallace is the clinical research site manager for the Phoenix Medtronics facility.
That's why he did it.
Says this
Why?
regarding placebo.
Because he knows it's safe.
For the first 750 patients,
Clinical research site manager for
It's going to be open label, which means all the children that are going to be in those first arms for that 750 are guaranteed to get the actual vaccine.
Placebo will be used later on in the trial. The youngest children will start getting scheduled soon. 3-year-old Alan and 2-year-old Charlotte
They're
will be two
little.
of those participants.
You have to do this to find out.
Rachel and Derek Tucker.
Yeah, but you're taking a risk with your kids, no?
I got the vaccine. You got the vaccine.
But we're talking about little children. These are little
Alan
children.
and Charlotte are scheduled to be vaccinated within a few weeks. These small children, unbeknownst to them, will soon be leaders in the effort to help connect. Which brings us back to Phoebe's brother Arlo. The 6-year-old is getting his COVID vaccine.
Ready? Gonna do great. And go. Good job. Hang on to your butt.
Both children will come back.
Oh, that was fast.
Their health will continue to be monitored. You're done getting your shot now, right? How did it feel?
It felt good.
So good.
Kinda.
You know that you're a hero?
No.
You are. You're a medical hero. It doesn't like down your finger. You're absolutely right. You're not only a hero, you're smart.
Uh,
She doesn't get that, Brendan, but she gets Celine Dion.
What? What?
Mama Burke sounds really familiar as an actor, and I'm not sure who, but I'll think of it. A lot of people tell her she looks like Celine Dion. I don't know as far as actor. You see that guy punting the Asian lady in the face?
No, I didn't. I heard about it. What happened?
The Asian lady was walking outside. Some big dude, I don't know if he's white or
Walked
black,
past.
grabbed her, threw her to the ground, and while she was trying to get up, he repeatedly punted her in the face.
Was anybody around?
Yeah, there's a bunch of hotel workers.
And what happened?
They just watched her get punted in the face 5 times.
Nobody did anything to help her?
No. I think he eventually kicked her unconscious. They're trying
And
to find out
nobody,
who. No.
and those people that watched, they're going to get into trouble, aren't they?
I'm not sure if they suspended the hospital. If they suspended the hotel workers.
Nobody
It's not your job to intervene, I guess.
No, but
if you want to be a good person, go for it.
But no, I mean, so but why not go and get help or something?
Or call the police. I
Call
have
the
no
police.
idea. They're gonna talk about the story when they come back from commercial break. I would go nuts.
He
if
knocked
they
her
were-
unconscious?
He was standing outside, saw an Asian lady, and said, "You don't belong here." Blah 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 blah. Grabbed her, threw her to the ground, and while she was trying to
You
get
saw
up,
it? You saw
I
it?
saw the video. Yeah, he punts her in the face as hard as he can. He basically kicks her unconscious. While there's
My
a bunch
God.
of bunch of dudes in like the community residence or whatever it is, hotel, whatever. They're just watching like, oh shit.
That's what they're saying?
No, they're just watching like.
You're
that's
just
their-
standing there watching, not doing
If I saw that, I would go after the dude and beat him up, hold him down.
I don't understand. What is all this? Why are they going after Asian
Because of the
people
guy you
now?
voted for.
What does Trump have to do with it?
Because he spread the anti-Asian, anti-Chinese rhetoric.
With Canva, designing anything is easy and free.
Yeah, Brandon, yeah.
With thousands of designer-made templates, getting started is simple. Canva also has all the premium photos, videos, and helpful tools you need to bring any idea to life.
Me and Brendan think the guy that killed George Floyd, he'll get the top charge. The top charge, he'll get second degree
He should get.
second degree murder.
Well, he should. That's disgusting. What they did to that poor man. Disgusting.
W from Alpha returns this spring.
Same here, Brendan. I think that was in New York.
What?
The lady getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, I think it was.
Because the commissioner came out and said, we're going to find this guy. Or I'm not sure if they found him or not. De Blasio was talking about it.
They haven't. Oh, they don't. They haven't found.
I'm not sure. I have to see when CNN comes back on what to say.
Well, supposedly they said she looked right at him.
She was
So
just walking. She was just walking out of the
So
building.
she's going to be able to identify.
Yeah, but you don't know his name.
We have helped many of our patients find less than
12 years ago, I had long-term weight loss surgery giving up that.
Wow.
Finally, something worked.
It's been 4 years now, and it's just getting better.
Come see the most experienced group of weight loss surgeons. New York Bariatric. Together, we got
Do it. I'll back. I'll be back.
President Biden's administration today announced new action to combat the rise of what it calls, quote, anti-Asian violence, xenophobia, and violence. These actions come in the wake not only of the Atlanta area killings, which occurred 2 weeks ago today, but a spate of other attacks, a particularly disturbing one caught on video in New York. Stand by for this alarming. 360's Randy Kay has the details. We should warn you that some of the images are truly disturbing.
Here it is, Mom.
This woman was
Boom.
City Street when she was
Fucking
approached
cracked
by a
her.
man who suddenly kicks
But
her.
boom.
She falls to the ground, but the assault
Boom, stomps on her.
She is kicked in the head.
Boom.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times before the attacker walks away. The
Jesus.
victim is a 65-year-old Asian American woman, attacked because of the way she looks, according to police. They are calling it a hate crime
you should.
assault.
That's a
You're
really.
just trying to make sense of it, guys.
That's really.
I don't know who
That's a very
attacked.
good idea.
Oh, I'm about to, Brendan. I'm about to.
Police say
I'm
the
about
attacker
to.
allegedly made anti-Asian
I'm about to, Brandon. I'm just finishing up
to the victim. She was taken to the hospital
on something and then
though she is in stable condition. In an effort to identify the individual,
I'll do that. I'm just watching this attack in New York.
police released images of this man seen walking away from the scene of the attack. In the video, which was taken from inside an apartment building, at least 3 people are seen in the lobby. None of them help the victim. One even goes to close the door after the attacker walked away. The Brodsky organization, which owns the building, says it condemns discrimination and has suspended the staffers who witnessed the attack. This is just the latest example of the disturbing
Thank you, Taylor.
rise of violence against Asian Americans over the past year. Katie Ho was attacked after participating in a Black and Asian solidarity march in New York City earlier this month. Police say a man approached her and took away the sign she was holding.
You could drop that link too. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer, Brendan. So you drop the link to your donate thing, and then I'll pin it for you.
One report says hate crimes against Asian Americans have spiked nearly 150% in America's largest cities in the last year. But even as these attacks continue, some Asian Americans are fighting back. His 75-year-old grandmother in San Francisco was punched in the face by an assailant, who was later carried away from the scene in a stretcher after she grabbed a wooden stick and fought back against him. More than $900,000 in donations poured in from all over the country to help pay for her medical bills. But she says she will donate the funds back to the AAPI community in order to continue the fight against racism. Randy Kay, CNN, Palm Beach County, Florida.
She sure fought back.
Well, you don't know because, you know, kind of can come out soon.
I've always hoped
Got it, Brendan.
that when we found out our son had autism, his future became my purpose. Lavender Labs always called.
They have to.
So we turned that time into a business. And building it for my son has been my dream job. At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you with your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
I'm not ready to lose my
Yeah, you know what? I'll probably go over to survivals as well.
Now I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And
He,
I get my treatment without leaving the couch. Go to Keeps.com to learn more.
Ready?
His name is Stephen Wright. My glass head. Wait, how are you doing? Focus Factor.
Focus Factor has been clinically shown to improve memory, concentration, and focus. It improves verbal learning and short-term memory by 44%. So get your Einstein on. Focus Factor. Be your Einstein.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can. Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com.
Let me go over to your thing, Brandon, and then I'm gonna go check out survival. Oh! All right, I'm ending. I gotta go over to survival. All right, I'm ending.
When gardeners taking the pressure off, when landowners need a little horsepower to get property looking its best, and when taking care of plants and animals gives us new purpose. Out here, 42,000 of us in over 1,900 Tractor Supply stores are here to help with home pro know-how and everything you need for spraying and with the service that makes shopping easier than ever. Tractor Supply, everything for your life out here.
It's an important time to save. With Priceline, you can get up to 60% off amazing hotels. So when you get a big deal, you don't have to keep it a big deal. Every good thing's a big deal. When it's hot outside, your car is like a sauna. Heating up my room and over. Febreze Garbage Lift Stop our car stench with up to 30 days of freshness. Get relief with Febreze.
It is a busy news night, and the news continues, so let's turn it over to my good friend Chris Cuomo. Prime time.
Appreciate you, too. Thank you very much. I am Chris Cuomo. Welcome to Prime Time. Imagine watching men kill another man. That's what you do. And they keep trying to kill them. Despite your screams, you're begging them to stop. And you can't call the
What's up,
cops
Taylor?
because the men are the cops. The second day of testimony, trial of Derek Chauvin brought that pain that for most of us, thank God, it's just a match.
but for too many, it is real. And it was said unfold with deeply emotional accounts from witnesses as young as 9 years old. Most weren't allowed to be shown on camera because.
Mom, who had COVID?
Listen, you recognize it? Do you remember when he was going back to film? Did you see him in the courtroom today? No. Okay, how about him? Haven't been there on this day and seen the officer on top of George Floyd. How did you
The Reef Robber. What's up? Shout out to Oregon.
9 years old. One after another. Kids, young adults, parents, first responders, all uncommonly consistent recollections of the event. Remember, it is rare for eyewitnesses.
How's it going?
Even though they see
Yeah. I'm trying to donate to my friend's church right now through my phone to give food to the needy, but my phone is fucked up. Yeah, I'm lonely. I'm lonely all the time, bro. How's Oregon doing, though? How's the pandemic over there compared to where I am in New York?
It is a flashpoint. And absolutely, what happens in that courtroom can't be about politics. It must be about fairness under fact and law. But also, it is dishonest to say that the outcome won't have a major influence on society potentially.
All right.
Now,
Just donated to the needy so they could get, church could get some food.
The cousin is the teenager who recorded the most crucial piece of evidence at this trial. The video of Floyd's death that set off a national reckoning on systemic injustice.
Teen who recorded Floyd's death testifies. Yeah, I mean, if you have an underlying health issue, if you're overweight, if you're in your 90s or even in your 80s, there's room to panic for that. But like if you're young, you're in somewhat decent shape, you don't have a core mobility, you'll be fine. It's just a matter of don't give it to somebody who can't handle it. But, you know, at this point, I saw something, Reef Robber, where they said, like, over 65% of the elderly have already been vaccinated. So you get that number up a little bit more, and the deaths will keep going down. Everybody that qualifies for the vaccine, if they have diabetes, if they're overweight, if they're in their 80s and 90s, they should all get themselves fully vaccinated, because if they do get a bad infection, it could be the end of the line for them. So I think, you know, once we hit 75%, 80% of the elderly, I think deaths are going to go way, way down. And that's the big thing. You don't want to kill your grandparents, you know? I haven't seen my grandparents in 2 years, almost. I have some comorbidities. I have bad asthma. So when it was time for me to get the vaccine, I said, absolutely. My lungs are already fucking shot. If I get a bad infection in my lungs, that could be it for me. So I got the Moderna vaccine, and now I'm just waiting to be fully vaccinated. Yeah, I haven't had it either, Reef Robber. I've been lucky, knock on wood, not to have gotten it, but unfortunately, I've known a couple people that got it, and they're no longer here with us. And I know a couple people that got it, and they didn't even know they had it. It's weird how it affects people differently. But we can't lock down anymore, man. We can't crash the economy anymore. We can't do that. Now, if you look at Florida, other than the crazy fucking spring breakers, Florida kind of did it, you know, the right way. They protected the vulnerable and the elderly. and they were able to keep their economy going.
One, you've got this bad opposite, right? Trying to take
New York, we don't know what the fuck we're doing in New York.
White guy,
Reef.
black guy, right? That's the allegation. Those are optics. What you and I agree on is that's not what makes Williams.
Brief, I'm heading over to my buddy's podcast. His YouTube name is Survival. He talks a lot about this stuff. You'll probably like his content, so check Survival out. See if I can drop his link if you're still here, Reef.
That was a statement that on its face should not have been allowed in court. And, we haven't been seeing a lot of objections in this trial. That's common, to some more common than Law and Order. People don't, in real trials, don't object all the time. But when a witness says, I thought I was witnessing a murder, what that witness has done is made a legal conclusion. And that is not the role of a witness in a criminal trial. It's the role of the judge to instruct the jury as to what murder is, and then the jury to apply facts to the law and say, well, either we think this was a murder or we don't. What the witness was doing was making a legal opinion, and immediately the defense attorney should do that. Frankly, the judge could have stepped in at that point too and said, you know what, you can say what you saw, you can say you saw the knee on the neck or whatever.
All right, I'm out for the night. Thank you, everyone that was here, the whole 7 or 8 of you. Reef, nice to meet you. Everyone have a good week.